I never want to stop seeing you acting because you do the drama, you do the Third Rock from the Sun is one of my favorite shows. And I saw your one-man show that you actually starred in I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, your one-man show. But now you're directing. You are now directing a one-person show. It's off Broadway, and it's called Everything is Fine. Yeah. Everything's Fine.
That's right.
So how does it feel now to be not in front of everybody?
Well, I mean, one very nice thing is I don't have to go to the theater every night anymore.
Yes.
I don't have to actually act it. I have absolutely loved working with this guy, Douglas McGrath, this marvelous writer who he wrote Bullets Over Broadway. He wrote the Carole King musical, Beautiful. He's one of our great comic, serious writers, but he wrote his own story from when he was 14 years old, an 8th grader in Midland, Texas. He's the ultimate New Yorker, but he grew up in Midland. And he has one of those formative stories of his adolescence that is so incredibly compelling. He's a very funny man, but it's a story that gets progressively more and more troubling and almost shocking and very moving. He came to me because I'd done a one-man show myself, and we've worked very closely on it together. He's more a writer than an actor, but he's a great storyteller. It's in a little 99-seat theater, the DR2 off Union Square. Pure off-Broadway. It's like reliving my theater days in the 1970s. I've just had the most wonderful time, and audiences are just loving it.
That's what I was going to ask you. It's now up and running.
It opened on Thursday. It got wonderful reviews, and we're... Come see it. Come see it.
So you're feeling good about it?
I'm feeling great about it. And he's doing such a wonderful job himself. I sit there in the audience and I feel no envy. And as I say, I don't have to act in it. So much as I love acting, it's awfully nice to have nights off.
Where you just sit back and you watch what you've directed.
Yeah.
In this time, before I let you go, John, I hear that you have done a little surprise for me.
Yes.
They tell me.
Speaking of nights off, I was available. I'd heard that you were a huge fan of the Real Housewives of the Potomac.
Yes, I am.
Exactly, there they are.
I am.
And that you couldn't watch it last night.
No, I was not able to watch it.
So knowing that I was going to be on the show, I'd never seen it before, but I saw it last night and I took notes to give you a little update.
You did?
Yeah. So, this is just for you, Sherri.
This is just for me.
Because you do know, apart from my wife, there's nobody I love more than you. This is the dearest, dearest woman. And here's the little update, just so that you're au courant for next week.
Okay.
Katie showed up to Karen's party and squeezed Ray's ass right in front of the Grand Dame. I mean, God, the unmitigated gall. Then we found out that Candace's husband, Chris, slid into Ashley's DMs. I mean, this is scandalous. It's completely scandalous. Now, Robin came to Chris's defense, saying it was all very innocent, but, you know, really, it seemed a bit shady to me. So that's right. Then Ashley hosts a dance class for all the girls. Now, I'm not actually familiar with the type of dance they were learning, but it involved a lot of floor humping. I will tell you that. Now, the episode ends with Candace crying in the bathroom after Giselle tells her that Chris made her feel uncomfortable too. I mean, Shakespeare himself couldn't write a better tragedy. I can't wait for next week. You just keep those out.
John!
All for you, Sherri.
I love you so much, and I thank you for being here. I thank you for saying yes to coming on.
Congratulations on your show, #1 new talk show.
Thank you, John. Everything's Fine is now playing at the DR2 Theater in New York.